Well, if you are a Star Wars fan, this might be an announcement that might trigger your interest. At least it looks like another Star Wars game is being under development. That there are a few Star Wars games that are under development outside of Electronic Arts, which is great news, guys. Finally, that stupid Electronic Arts exclusive rights have come to an end, and quite frankly, if we look at it, it was quite a failure. How many games did we have from EA? I think that we had only 4. We had the 2 Battlefronts, which were, quite lackluster. Even though right now Battlefront 2 is a decent experience, but it's not what it could have been, and the single player is also quite lackluster. We've had another quite lackluster game in Star Wars Squadrons. The idea was great. The execution in terms of gameplay was alright, quite reminiscent of the old X-Wing Alliance, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, but the scenario, the campaign was, let's be honest, very cringy, to say the least, including modern day politics that, in my opinion, have no rights to be in entertainment and in Star Wars. So, not a game that I particularly enjoyed, despite being myself a huge Star Wars fan. And we had one good game in Jedi Fallen Order. Yes, that one was alright, but only one in how long? In 10 years, and that is, it's outrageous, right? It's not fair for all the Star Wars fans out there. But ever since the partnership has come to an end and Electronic Arts no longer has the exclusive rights, well, we've had a couple of interesting announcements. Of course, we had Star Wars Eclipse, which is taking place during the High Republic era. I really hope that the Lucasfilm story group will be staying out of this one this time, because otherwise it might be another game like Star Wars Squadrons, to say the least, in terms of campaign. So hopefully it's not going to be a hard pass. We have an MMO, an open world, so not really an MMO, we don't know if it's an MMO, but we definitely have an open world Star Wars game that is being developed by Ubisoft. We have no news or no update as of whatever this game is going to be. And this new game that was announced yesterday, it's announced on StarWars.com. Lucasfilm Games and Skydance New Media are having a partnership to create a new Star Wars experience, and it's probably going to be a third-person action-adventure experience. Now, what is Skydance New Media? Well, it is the studio created by Amy Henning. Now, you may be familiar with the name before because she has made some fantastic games, including the Uncharted series. So if you like Uncharted, you'll be very happy to know that she's working on a Star Wars game. But you've probably heard this game before when it comes to all of the previous rumors of an Uncharted type Star Wars game that was being developed under Electronic Arts. And this game was being developed and cancelled and came back again and was cancelled again. There was also leaked footage about this game that eventually never came to be because Electronic Arts decided to cancel it. It looks like Amy Henning created her own studio and managed to convince Lucasfilm to eventually produce that game. So it looks like we are going to be seeing this game coming into fruition after all these years that Electronic Arts have wasted. And I think that it's really showing here, first, the lack of interest of Electronic Arts for Star Wars, because, well, again, as I said, in 10 years they've only made 4 games, which is just absolutely terrible when you compare to the glory old days of LucasArts, when we had 2 or 3 Star Wars games a year, and now we have 2 or 3 Star Wars games a decade. So yeah, being an old Star Wars gamer myself now, thinking of the old golden age of Star Wars gaming, it saddens me quite a bit. But at the same time, it's good to see that now Star Wars, or at least Lucasfilm, has taken back control of the creation process of their Star Wars games. And basically, it's a very smart way, the way they make their games, because they're just licensing the IP to whoever has a good idea and whoever has a good project to make a decent game. Here, Star Wars, or Lucasfilm here, doesn't take any risk at all. They're just basically listening to people who say, "Hey, I've got this idea. I want to make a game. Is that okay? And how much money are you going to be taking from that?" And they just say, "All right, good idea. Let's do this." Or maybe they will eventually decline. But they're not taking any risk. It's not like Electronic Arts funding everything from A to Z and just, you know, Lucasfilm said, okay, Electronic Arts, you have the right, you manage your own thing, you do what you want. This is not the case anymore. Now it is Lucasfilm that does have control, and they just say yes or no to whoever has an interesting idea, and that's basically it. There's absolutely no risk taken. The risks are on the studio, not on the developers, on the studio, not on the publishers themselves. And I think that it's making a big difference because, you know, in this industry, in the video game industry, if you want to be successful, eventually you need to be taking risks. If you don't take risks, well, either you don't make games like Electronic Arts, or when you make games, well, these games are as monetized as possible, like Battlefront 1 or Battlefront 2, or they are as simple as possible, or as bland as possible, like Star Wars Squadron, for example. So that's why I think that we should be very excited for the times to come, and seeing finally that project, which was, I think in the past it was called Project Ragtag, if I am correct, seeing that project being born again, this time with no Electronic Arts watching over their shoulder, but only Amy Henning and their creative genius behind. I think that we are going to see this game eventually being made. Now, it's probably going to be taking a long time. They're saying that they want to make a AAA game here. AAA games takes, they take, especially if they are being made from scratch, they take 5, 6, 7 years. So we're not going to be seeing this game for a long time. I don't think that we're going to see any content for a couple of years, just like we're not going to see any content from Star Wars Eclipse or the Ubisoft MMO for a long time. But because of the Star Wars drought that we've had when it comes to video games, that's why we're having these announcements. Normally they would not even be announcing those games being made, but because fans have had nothing, virtually almost nothing for years, they have to resort to making these announcements to say, hey fans, we know that you guys are waiting for new content. It just takes time. We screwed up with Electronic Arts, but we're still making new things, so please be patient. Eventually it's coming up, and that's what this announcement is. Anyway guys, that's all we have to say here for this unannounced new Star Wars game from Skydance New Media and Amy Henning. Let me know in the comment section down below, guys, what you guys think. Are you excited about it? Is this something that you've been waiting or following? Maybe that Project Ragtag? I'd like to know in the comment section down below. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. It's the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later. A huge shout out to everyone who's been helping me out on Patreon and via the YouTube Join membership program. Creating content on YouTube involves continuous circles of ups and downs, and it is when we are the lower parts of the curve that your help really motivates me to keep on going. Your contribution really does make a difference, which is why in return I try to give back by offering backers access to my private Discord channel, automatic access to exclusive giveaways, or answering your questions during the show. You can help me out with as little as $1 a month, and any help is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching again. This is the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later.